Hey guys, on today's video, I wanted to drop an amazing clip from my interview with Tom Bancroft. Tom is the founder of Pencilish Studios. He's a veteran animator and has worked on many films over his 25-year career. He's worked on movies like Mulan. He's worked on Veggietales. He's worked on Larryboy. He's worked on the new Space Jam movie that just dropped on HBO Max and in theaters this week. And so I wanted to share my snippet from my interview with him. This is from the last 3 to 5 minutes of our conversation, and I asked him about where he sees the future of animation going. He has a long history as a 2D animator. Asked him a little bit about CGI, the whole computer animated world that we're in right now, and whether or not he thinks we'll ever see a return to that classic 2D animation that, of course, Disney made so famous. Go ahead and check out that clip and stay tuned to the very end. And remember, I'm not going to add anything in here to upsell you. I'm not trying to sell you a course. If you want to support this channel, all you have to do is hit that subscribe button below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and look forward to seeing you at the end of the video. Do you believe that who you know or what you know is more important, and why?
Man, great. I want to give you a straight answer, but it's so impossible almost to say that one is more important than the other. I just think they're so equal and hand in hand, and it only gets deeper that way. I feel like who you know becomes more and more important, and then but just equally as important and never goes away is what you know, right? Yeah. So I want to say it's what you know and pick it, but I also know that there's so many people, and I know them myself, people that either left Disney after the 2D crash and that didn't want to get into CG, and they had a lot of knowledge, but didn't have any connections beyond animation, and really had a struggle to jump out of that industry into another industry like painting or something, or other artistic sides. And that became a huge hurdle, but they had all this knowledge. So to say that they are separate, it's so impossible for me to say that. And I've gotten jobs through posting something on Instagram. And so that's a form of who you know too, is that building an army of people that I'm trying to show my work to on, your followers. Yeah. And you never know which one of those is, works at a company and they have this need, and then they reach out to you because they saw your work. And so I think today more than ever, we live in a world where being out there, knowing people, hopefully physically too, but being there digitally, especially doing the LinkedIns and the Instagrams and all that is really important. Yeah.
You're going to send me down to the rabbit hole with the, I was going to ask you about the CG versus the 2D animation. If you had any thoughts on the direction of that, because I'll go ahead and ask it, and then I'll wrap us up with a
I know where you're headed. Go ahead.
But Princess and the Frog was kind of supposed to be the return to that traditional 2D animation. Mary Poppins Returns reintroduced some of that animation style, but it doesn't seem like it's stuck on. And I really miss that style. I like the CG. It looks really good. Like you watch the short Piper, it's incredible how real that looks. But, I personally like the more traditional 2D animation. Is that where you fall, or are you excited for the kind of computer generated angle of this and seeing it just get more and more photoreal?
Well, okay. So the nice thing I can say, and I can say this not only being a 2D animator, still in the industry, still doing work, but also as an instructor at the university level, is the sort of little Hollywood secret is that 2D is not dead, and that there are a lot of people like you out there, and I'm saying on the artistic side also, that haven't given up on 2D. I have more students coming to me saying, I want to be a 2D animator, or I want to be on the 2D side of drawing, right? Designing characters, storyboarding. That's all on the 2D side of at least animation production. I don't want to do computer animation. And the world, the media is telling us, no, that boat is sailed. It's gone. Yeah. We're all computer animation all the time. And it's really not true. So there's a wave happening. It's starting to happen right now. Klaus on Netflix was one of the big ones. That was a great 2D animated film at Christmas time on Netflix. We have, Space Jam, A New Legacy. I worked on that too. That's the second Space Jam. That's going to be 2D. That wave is coming, and I've turned on more 2D animation jobs than I ever have probably in this last year. Most of that's because I'm doing Pencilish now. but I've had a lot of opportunities that I've had to pass up, from Cuphead to Green Eggs and Ham to, there's just a lot of both TV, video game, and feature films that are starting to be 2D animated. And there's more in the pipeline that you guys haven't heard about yet. But that's the inside thing, is that really 2D is not dead. So thank you. It's you and people your age and people like you that still love it and don't want to give up on it and are still requesting it, that I feel like it's still around. And so, yeah, it was sad to see that happen. There was a lot of decisions, and I'll say this on the Disney side, is that, the Michael Eisner, and I think he was still there, but he had a guy, David Staten, that was kind of the head chopper at the time, and so he was heading up the animation department at the time, and he didn't see the value in it. And so when Pixar was doing amazing, and they said no, they wouldn't get acquired by Disney at the time.
Yeah.
It happened later, as we know, but at the time they said no. And so they were just like, well, then we're going to do it. Let's throw out all the desks, all the animators, all the 2D people, lay them all off, and let's start over again as a CG animation studio. They already had the groundwork, of course, but let's plan that out. And from here on out, we're making CG animated films. They never told that story to the public, but that's literally what happened. And that's why I have an animation desk, a 2D animation desk right behind me from Disney, is that they got rid of them all, not just the people, the equipment. They couldn't go back to a 2D film if they wanted to.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, if you want to subscribe, you can just hit this button right here. If you want to watch another video, you can do so up here or down here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next video.